Good day, ladies and gentlemen. For you guys that are visiting my YouTube channel for the first time, I want to introduce myself. My name is Imasi. I'm a lawyer here in Germany. In Germany, we call it Rechtsanwalt. And I've been practicing law in the law court now for over 15 years. And the best thing to always do is to subscribe my channel so that anytime I'm on air or I send messages through YouTube so that you guys will get it as quickly as possible and then get the necessary tips from me. So, and you can equally visit my website, legalassistance.de or imasi.de. So today I'll be talking about the family reunion to Germany. For most of you guys that are planning to come to Germany to meet, for instance, your husband, your wives, your children, and maybe an adopted child, these are the things that you need to know. If you intend coming to Germany to join your husband, in the first place, your husband has to marry you in your home country. The information I'm giving you here right now is mainly focused on the African continent. We have a lot of Nigerians that are trying to come here, a lot of Ghanaians, a lot of Malians, a lot of people from Kenya, a lot of people from Sudan and South Africa, and in fact, everywhere in Africa. And the same thing applies to Asians or South America, Brazil, and co. And then you have Ecuador, you have the Philippines, you have the Thailands. It's almost the same condition. So your husband has to marry you in your home country, and that marriage has to be the court marriage. It is not just the traditional marriage that is very common in Africa. It has to be done according to the court laws. And when the marriage is done, and then you have to attend what we call German course. German course that will lead you to have the certificate of A1. And this A1 is about, we'll call it, you do what we call one module, a module which takes up to 3 months. That is the basic understanding of the German language. It's called A1. The certificate that will be given to you when you pass the examination is called A1 certificate. And this A1 certificate will enable you at the end to equally get a visa to come to Germany. So when the marriage is done, you have to then seek for an appointment. And for you to get an appointment, especially in Nigeria, for a family reunion, it takes now approximately about 1 year. You have to get yourself registered at the embassy, and the embassy will now send you the reappointment day about 4 to 6 weeks before the day of appointment. As I said, it takes approximately almost 1 year to be waiting to get an appointment. In countries like Ghana, you can easily book an appointment online because many people are not moving from there, or Benin Republic or Togo, or even in Sudan and Kenya, it's a little bit easier to get an appointment for a family reunion visa. So when you finally get the appointment, that is the day you have to go. You'll be allowed to enter the German embassy, for instance, in Nigeria, in Kenya, in Mozambique, in Zimbabwe, and so on. Then you can then make the application. So You now apply there by filling out the forms that are necessary for you to get the family reunion visa to your husband. So in many of these African countries, because the German embassy or the German parliament here in Berlin believes that a lot of documents are being forged in these countries, many of these documents are fake. So what they then do is they hand over this document that you submitted to a trusted lawyer, an indigenous trusted lawyer that works with the embassy. The embassy has chosen some people within the societies there in Africa that they trust. They call them trusted lawyers because they believe they are trusted, and then these papers will be handed over to them. Every document that you submit there, it can start from a birth certificate, an affidavit, a marriage certificate, and so on and so forth, will be given to the lawyer for confirmation. The lawyer will now go out, travel to the areas where the certificates were done, and then to go and verify the genuinity of the certificates. So if the certificates are genuine, then the embassy will now accept your certificate that you submitted, document that you submitted, and you have to pay, of course, for this verification of documents. The price that you pay varies or depends on the distance from the place where you are living to the embassy. If you are living in Lagos, it's about approximately 200 to 300 euros. If you are living in Accra, it's the same thing. If you are living in Kumasi, you can pay even 600 euros. If you are living in the east, in Enugu, in Aba, or in Owerri, or in Port Harcourt, you may be asked to pay up to 600 euros, pardon. And this money, sometimes you'll be asked to pay in Naira or in Ghana cedis, or in Cameroon, it can be safer. So it's the same thing that they do in all these countries, whether it's Cameroon, whether it's Ivory Coast, whether it's South Africa. They believe that many of the documents that the citizens of these countries present to the embassy, not only to the embassy, generally, any document that is made there is considered in the first place to be fake. So that is why the verification of the document has to be done. And in most cases, if you're unlucky, you are living far away from the embassy, the trusted lawyer that these documents are handed over to, he does not move immediately and come to your area. For instance, in Enugu or in Abuja or in Port Harcourt or in Ibadan. So what he does, he waits, first of all, gather many applications as much as possible that the embassy has given to him, these individual documents, so that he has a lot of them before he starts driving with his car or taking the public transport, going to your places and go and find out if these documents are really genuine. And there's a document there too for verification of these public documents that you have to fill. In this document that they are going to give to you in the embassy, it is equally written there that you have to mention at least 3 references, maybe a friend during your school time, a sister, an uncle, father and mother, of course, if they are still alive. If they're no longer alive, uncles and close ones too. You write down their telephone numbers, and you have to write a sort of a description on how the trusted lawyer can travel to your place from Lagos or from Accra or from Douala or from Ouagadougou or from Banjul. So that he knows how to get there and then look for your family, because it's very important to find out from the family if the names you say you are bearing, they are really your true names, or your date of birth, if they are really true. Even sometimes they go to the churches. There are cases where they demand for a baptism certificate, because many Africans are Catholics, and not only in the Catholics, even in the Baptist churches too, they do baptism. So they believe that these baptism certificates can give a true identity of who you are. And when they are doing the verification, they mostly go to the primary schools because they believe, like in Nigeria, it is in the primary school that a father brings his child and then writes the original name from the beginning. Because when people start growing in this country, after some time, they start taking English names, start taking some guy names and add some names to their names, and it becomes more complicated. So they believe that that is the right place to find out who and who has given his real identity. So if all those things are all correct and nothing, there's no doubt, because listen carefully, even if there's a little doubt on your day of birth, maybe you were born on the 6th and it's written in the paper on the 7th, the embassy will disqualify your papers. If your names are written in your passport, your international passport, if an alphabet is missing, an alphabet is written wrongly, they will disqualify your application. You'll be asked to do those things again. But in most cases, it is not so easy to get those things done, but there are some tricks and there are some very lawful tricks that are set out here in this country with which at least we lawyers can help you to get those things done. So if everything, we assume that everything is okay, and then you will now be, after the whole verification through the trusted lawyer, the lawyer will now bring the documents back to the embassy, and the embassy will now make their own verification, their own expert verification. Then if they are convinced, they will now write from there the district here in Germany where your husband or your wife is staying that you are coming to join. And they will write the immigration office and seek their opinion and submit the necessary documents that they have there as well to the immigration office here, asking them for a permission if it is okay that they should give you the visa to come and join your husband or your wife. So in the most cases, they always, of course, say, okay, if you believe in, if the embassy believe in Lagos or in Accra or wherever they are in Africa, that the documents verified by the trusted lawyer is okay or they are okay. So they don't, of course, have no reason here to refuse them, to refuse telling them to give you the visa. So then you'll be given the visa and you'll be asked for your passport. That you will now post, to ask you to post your passport to them in a self-addressed courier, and then with an insurance, a health insurance, a travel insurance, because everybody living in this country has a health insurance. You'll be asked to make a health insurance for 3 months, and then you have to specify to them when exactly you are traveling out of the country, so that they will then know how to issue you the visa, so that from the day you tell them you are traveling, they will do it that way, so that when you get to the airport, you don't have problems to travel out and come to Germany. So another issue is, of course, there are instances where women are asked to go and change their name with which they were born to the names of their husband, the surname of their husband, because in many African countries, they always like to take the names of their husbands, the names of the men, the family name, the surname of the men. But according to our law here, you must not do that. You can accept to be bearing your father's name, the name with which you were born. And if you then finally come here, you can equally, under a unanimous decision between you and your husband, you can, of course, go and change the name here in our office called Standesamt. Standesamt is the marriage institute here, marriage office or birth registration office, where these things will be done. So then we have equally, that is all I can tell you about family reunion, joining a husband or a wife. But we have equally the possibility of joining a German child, a family reunion, joining a German child. So I have clients that are living here, mostly men, and they have children in Africa, and they are not married to those women that are just their girlfriends. And these children, these women give birth to children for them. We equally have a possibility from here to organize for them through the embassy in Lagos, in Accra, in Banjul, in Ouagadougou, or any other place in Africa, even in Nigeria and Morocco, to organize what we call for them Vaterschaft, the Anerkennung der Vaterschaft. It means in English, recognition of paternity. So there's a paper that you have to sign. The husband has to start from here, first of all, or the man, sorry, not the husband, because you are not married. The father of the child has to start from here in Germany, go to Standesamt, the marriage institute, and or it goes to a place called Jugendamt. Jugendamt is an office that takes care of children. They are in charge of children welfare. Or you go to a notary, a notar, and tell a notar that, look, I have a child in Africa, and I have a German passport, and I want my child to become a German, and I want to do what is called Vaterschaft Anerkennung, recognition of paternity. So don't misunderstand me. People that are only having the resident permit in this country and they are not Germans, they don't have a German passport, cannot do the recognition of paternity, Vaterschaft Anerkennung. Vaterschaft Anerkennung can only be done by foreigners that are having German passport in this country. So it will be done in those places I just mentioned. The father of the child has to sign a document, and this document will be sent either through me as a lawyer or through the Marriage Institute to the relevant country embassy, which means the German embassy in that country. And then there, the mother of the child will be consulted, or she has to go there herself, or an appointment has to be made from here, so that she will now go there and sign that paper by saying, it is true, this man is the father of my child. And in most cases, before they allow her to sign, they will verify her document in the same process as if she is coming to Germany as a married wife, as a married woman. So a trusted lawyer will verify the documents. After the verification is done, then they will, if everything is genuine, as I said before, they will now allow her to sign that paper, Vaterschaft. So when the paper is signed, then we can now, or she can make an application for a German passport for her child, and the German passport will be issued to her child. So immediately the child has a German passport, she can now seek for an appointment to apply for a visa. Although the child is with her there, she has to apply for a visa called joining a German child in Germany through a family reunion. A family reunion joining a German child. So then, because she has been already verified, then it will go as far as quickly. It will go very, very fast. She don't need to have A1 German certificate. A1 German certificate is only for people that are married. If you are only married and you don't have children with your husband or with your wife, you have to do A1 before you be allowed to have a visa to come here. But there are conditions as well. If you are an expert in Germany, which means you as a foreigner, you came here and studied in Germany in a particular course, and you finish this course and you are working in that course as an expert. It can be a master's degree, it can be a normal bachelor's degree. As far as you are working in that field, your wife is exempted in your home country, or wherever you marry your wife, she's exempted from making the German language course A1. She will be given a visa just like that, so she can come and join you. Our laws here believes that such a highly qualified people will not keep their wives at home when they come here, or their husband at home when they come here. They would definitely push them to go and learn the German language here, because if you don't learn the German language here, life is not so easy. You cannot communicate really with people. There are some Germans that speak English as well, but there are very few, but they always refuse to speak English. They want to speak their own language. So when you are here, you have to learn your own language. It's almost the same in Nigeria. If you are living in Lagos and you don't want to learn the Yoruba language, it will not be easy for you to find a job there or even move freely around, going to market to do shopping or some other things. So that is how it goes. And then we have as well the possibility of what they call husband or fathers that have only a foreigner's passport, for instance, Nigerian passport, Ghanaian passport, Mozambique passport, and so on and so forth. Any kind of passport that you have, but not having a German passport, and you are residing in Germany here, and you have a resident permit, and you have an underage child or underage children in your country of origin, you can equally bring those children under the process of family reunion. Family reunion, the conditions are different, of course. The main condition is always that you have a resident permit and you are working, you earn enough money, you can sustain yourself and your children or your wife or whoever you are bringing into the country without not taking public aid, without not asking for social help. So if those things are really fulfilled, children under the age of 14 is amicably very easy to bring them when their parents are staying here and when the parents are working. So the conditions is just only that they are working, they earn enough money, and they have enough rooms and enough apartment. The minimum one is supposed to have in Germany, if you are living here in Germany, for one person that is wanting to bring another person again, which means two people are going to live in the apartment, you must have, according to our law here, 46 square meters. 46 square meters means your living room and your parlor. The kitchen and the bathroom, including the toilet, is not counted into it. So everybody is a self-contained apartment. It must be minimum of 46 square meters. So such people too, everybody that have spoken about all these categories, they are, when all the conditions are fulfilled, you are always allowed to bring whoever you want to bring here. And the forms that you'll be given to fill in the embassy, before I forget, there's something very, very important that you have to mark at the end, that it means you are not a criminal and you were never deported from any of the Schengen countries back to your home country, because those things too will be verified. Even we are hearing, or it has always been like that for some time now, anybody that is given a visa there, the thumbprint is taken, so that in case if you come here, you want to hide or you don't want to follow your legal way of staying, so that anytime you are controlled, you'll be noticed and they will know where you are coming from. So, gentlemen, that is at the moment the very nice thing about family reunion, because you now come into the country genuinely, you have your passport, you have a resident permit, you can work, you can live here, you can travel to any other places within the European community because you are having a Schengen visa. It's only when you are traveling to other countries like America or outside Europe, to Russia or Canada or Australia, that you need an extra visa from here. So we have equally on very strictly conditions that even parents can come and join their underage children that are living here in Germany, that are being taken care of in what we call Kinderheim, in children's homes, or maybe they are being taken care of by some other kinds of family, German family, and they're taking care of them, and you want to come and join them for one reason or the other, they are living here alone, then you equally have the right to make a family reunion application so that you can come and join them here as well. So the conditions are, of course, very, very strict, and we equally have another, last but not least, for instance, for grandparents. There are instances where grandparents can be issued a visa to come and live here with their grandchildren if the father and or the mother of the children are not living here. So the grandparents will be granted a visa to come and stay here, and the conditions are very, very strictly. It has to be looked into properly so that if you are affected, you can then make a sort of application for such cases. So hopefully I've not forgotten something. The paternity, yeah, I've been hearing too from some of my clients that finally came to me later telling me that the embassies are asking them for a blood test with their children. They want to compare if the children are from them or the child is from the father or so. Such cases are only allowed if you don't have what we call Vaterschaft anerkennung, that you have not recognized the paternity of your child, and you are not married to the mother of your child officially. So once you have the Vaterschaft anerkennung, which is called in English, as I said before, recognition of paternity, the German embassy in your country has no right to ask you for a blood test. They will not even try it. It is against the law. So, and if you are married in terms of civil law with a woman there, which means it's your wife and not a traditional marriage, because the traditional marriage is not recognized here. Presently in Nigeria specifically, the church marriages are now recognized as civil court marriage. So those people too, they cannot ask you if you have children or you have a child to go and make a blood test because they want to know the DNA if the child is from you. If you are asked, it's against the law, contact me. I will write them and take the case up. If possible, if it possibly end in a court, I will go to the court for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I said before, subscribe my channel, and if you need my services, you will find my details here in my YouTube channel. I have a WhatsApp number and an email, and then just tell me what you want me to do for you. I will take it up from there. Thanks a lot for listening to me as usual. I am Rechtsanwalt Iyari Imasi, lawyer Iyari Imasi, and bye for now.